Hello everyone, welcome, Ollie here, and this is a series of stories about tricksters, specifically crow from the Pacific Northwest of North America, Canada and Alaska. Long ago, long ago, in deep time, in myth time, giants still walked the earth and humans were scarce upon its surface. In these days, humans and animals still spoke the same language. They hadn't been divided. These were the days of magic words, when anything you thought could happen. In those days, there was a giant who lived alone on the shores of Lake Iliamna. This giant had misplaced his sister, a little bit absent-minded. Anyway, he decided he could cover more distance by water than by foot. So this giant decided he would build himself a big canoe, the biggest the world had ever seen. He had just about finished making this canoe, right, when over flew Crow, Julien, the old cunning crow. Now, Crow saw this massive canoe from the sky and he stopped dead still in the air. He had never seen a canoe so big. Nobody had. So Crow started circling around this canoe. And as he circled, a plan formulated in his tricksy mind. He flew down, spiraling into a forest, and as he did so, he thought, I wish to become a man. Now, those were the days of magic words. So, when he hit the ground, he unfurled himself in the shape of a rich man's son, covered in the most handsome materials and furs and wondrous things and these lovely sort of skin moccasins he was wearing and a nice kind of hat, and he had an amazing moustache that was sort of waxed, really dapper, really sort of hipster moustache he had. He looked really nice, little earring, got a nice sort of jumper like this. Anyway, this handsomely dressed young man, as he now was, walked out of the forest and down to meet the giant on the shores of Lake Iliamna with his newly finished canoe. "Hello there," said the crow in his very posh manner. Thing about Crow, right, he's very charming, very handsome. Everyone wants to like Crow. So, when this giant and Crow struck up conversation, Giant immediately warmed to Crow. And it wasn't long before the conversation turned to the subject of this bloody big canoe. "That's a very nice canoe," said Crow. "Oh, right. Thank you very much," said the giant, because all giants are from the West Country. Did you make this yourself?" said Crow. Yep, I did actually. Quite proud of it. Quite proud." "That is really impressive," said Crow. "Do you mind, I mean, say no, please, but I would love to have a little paddle around in it. Would that be all right?" "Yeah, fine by me," said the giant. "Be my guest." In truth, the giant was a little lonely and was happy to have someone to talk to. So, Crow gets in the canoe and starts, I thought there was a crow for a minute, having a little paddle around the lake. Not very far, mind, just a little circle or two or three, just 15, 20 meters from the shore. And then he brought the canoe back and thanked the giant profusely. "No problem at all," said the giant, "any time." "Oh, well, I might take you up on that," said Crow. And with that, he went about on his way. He didn't go very far. He just went into the nearby wood, turned back into a crow, and waited till dawn the next day, when he changed himself back into a man and went to see the giant again. "Hello there," said Crow. "I was just passing by and I thought, well, would it be all right if I had a paddle in your canoe again?" "Yep, absolutely," said the giant. So Crow had another little paddle. He went a bit further this time, all the way round the bay, right to the mouth, and then came back, brought the canoe to the giant, who thanked him profusely and wished him on his way. They had a bit of a natter, some small talk, and off Crow went. The third day he came back, early, in the shape of a man, and by this point the giant really liked the young man and trusted him completely with his canoe. So Crow got in the canoe and paddled straight to the mouth of the bay, smiling and waving as he went, and then he sailed through the mouth into Lake Iliamna proper, round the point and away, leaving the giant standing on the shore, waiting for his friend. Waiting for his friend to come back. They're quite slow giants. He's going to be back any time. Gradually, it began to dawn on him, as that giant realized his new friend wasn't coming back. Meanwhile, out in Lake Iliamna, Crow was having a fucking whale of a time. He was paddling along, laughing at that silly, silly giant. How could he be so foolish? No remorse whatsoever in his heart. It's Crow. He's paddling along, but soon the novelty wore off, right? The real fun was in stealing the canoe. He didn't really want to, he was getting a bit tired of paddling. That's it, thought the clever Crow. What he needed was a companion. He needed a companion to share in this adventure with him. But that is in the next part of the story down below. Thank you very much for listening.